Jean? There. All right. I see you jumped back in really quick. I literally just set up the new stream, so we're just going to wait. Again, third time's a charm, so let's see what happens. In the meantime. Let's see. Hello. Yeah, I don't know, like, what the heck is going on, because, like, first the screen orientation was wrong and I couldn't fix it, and then the camera stopped working, and so we're just gonna try this, like, one last time, and ideally have all our shit together. Yeah, yep, third time's a charm. It's gonna be fine. We'll figure it out. We have our list here. So we got Kathleen, Brenda, PK, Rose Blue, Cheryl, Andrea, and Jean. Oh, that's funny. Jean keeps getting like the synchronistic numbers on her, at least in her time zone, because earlier I saw where you caught it was 1:11, and I see now for you it's 1:23. Yeah, I know, right? The joys of technology. It is a fantastic, amazing thing when it works. When it doesn't. Oh, Big Steph says, we've had some strong solar flares in the last 24 hours. Yeah, you guys don't have to repost. You are all written down. So I think if we're ready to begin, we'll just jump in. We'll blame it on the sun. Yep. All right. Okay, so let's start with Kathleen. Now, I forgot, I didn't even get to this part yet. The decks that we have to choose from, we have Tattoo Tarot, which is a cool one. We have the One World Tarot. We have, I don't have the box for it, but it's the Housewives Tarot. And we have the Bob's Burgers Tarot. So, you can pick which deck you would like to use. And then we'll get started. Some of you guys are just going to leave it up to me. Okay. Jean likes the One World Tarot. Just write that down. PK says any deck. I also love Bob's Burgers. It is like probably one of my very favorite shows. The first deck is the Tattoo Tarot. It's like American, I think it's supposed to be like American traditional tattoo art style. Okay. So Kathleen was asking for the Tattoo Tarot. So we'll do that. I'm going to just put my other decks aside for now. I do have runes today too, so we can use a couple of those. All right. Let's get our poop in a group here. Yeah, I'll do runes for everybody's readings. Remember that I have 6, oh my goodness, bumping my thing. I have actually 7, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 in the queue right now, so the queue is currently paused. So no new questions yet until after we get to Jean, and then we'll decide from there. So Kathleen is looking at starting a tiny home eco-village, been trying to manifest that for the last 4 years, wondering if the money and the land will be available soon. All right. I don't use this deck very often, so the cards are, they're kind of slippery, but they're also like they're nice and sturdy. Like, they're good to shuffle. Oop. Let me just, okay, we're gonna just move our camera up a little bit. I got my messy table here. Let me move all my stuff. Okay. I am like a hot mess today. What is going on? All right, here we go. Here we go. Tiny house, eco village, money and land. Will it be available soon? What can we know about the progress of that? Let's see. What can we know about the progress of the tiny house eco village? Because I think that is actually an absolutely brilliant idea. Affordable housing, sustainable for the environment. And, you know, some people just don't really need a lot of things. They just, it's a good way, I think, to maybe be closer to nature too. And a lot of those little houses, it's easier to make them eco-friendly. I've seen some that, I know somebody that tried making one out of a school bus. I don't know if they're still working on it or not, but I've seen some that are made out of school buses and stock trailers and stuff like that. And it is actually just so fascinating. And like those sea cans or whatever, those big train car, or sea cans, that's what they are. Shipping containers. It's amazing. Amazing what you can just use and recycle to create a home out of. All right, I think these cards are sufficiently shuffled. Okay. I think this is just giving me some background info here on your situation, and then will the money and land become available soon? We'll pull a card. And we'll read off the bottom of the deck for this one. There we go. We can see all the cards. Everybody fits in the frame. Good, good, good. All right. Yeah, it's gonna be it's a lot of work with the Seven of Wands. There are a lot of tasks involved, not just like the building of the homes, but I'm seeing like legal documents. There's a what is it? Something you have to deal with, like the municipality. That's the word I'm thinking of. Municipality, like the bylaws, and you have to. I'm just seeing like all this like paperwork and stuff. So there's, you know, the legal aspect of it. And yeah, there is the financial aspect of it. Working to save the money to be able to do this. Building the houses, setting them up. Marketing, I'm seeing there's, you got to let people know eventually that, hey, this is available. And, you know, there's plots or there's lots available. I see that's a lot of work. And I see where that's been very stressful. I also wouldn't be surprised if you were starting to get really antsy about this manifestation. Like, why isn't it here yet? Is this even happening? Like, maybe this just isn't for me, but it's something that you want so dearly that it really stresses you out, the thought of it just not happening for you. It looks like with this 10 of Wands, are you the only one that's kind of working on this project, like, and working towards this goal? Because it seems like it's a little bit too much work for one person. I think you would need to bring on help, you know, hire somebody or get advice from somebody. Maybe, you know, you can delegate some tasks like, hey, if you could, depending on, of course, the area that you're in, you know, if you could go to the town office or the, you know, city hall or whatever, and if you could work on X, Y, and Z there, I will work on X, Y, and Z here, instead of you being like, oh my gosh, today I have to, go get the paperwork done. I have to go get these permits. I have to, I don't know, like, again, there's all these different tasks that need to be done, but it's too much for one person. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. Will the money and the land become available soon? I have Ace on the bottom where it's like, this is a brand new chapter. Aces are often yeses. Oh, look, underneath the ace, we even have Wheel of Fortune, like a brand new cycle in life, a brand new chapter, brand new era. So this is hinting that this will happen. 9 of Cups, and it will turn out in a way that's satisfactory to you. I think it might take a little while, because if you're doing this all on your own, it is going to take a long time. But if you can get help from others, at least 1 or 2 other people, then I think it would go a whole lot smoother. All right, I'm going to shuffle just off camera so I don't bonk my camera mount again. Is there any more information? Let's see, like any timing estimates, and that's just the thing with tarot when it's an estimate. Oh, well, somebody might want to invest in this and help you. Somebody actually might want to invest a lot of their time and money into this. With the Queen of Pentacles or Queen of Coins. So there could be, the gender on the cards, on these court cards is not usually relevant, but in this case, I feel like it is a woman that wants to, that's like, hey, I see that you want to do this. I think that's a great idea and I want to help you with it. Okay, so you said you have about 6 people, half dozen people ready to help and assist. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I think you're going to have somebody helping to back you guys financially with this plan. One last thing? Ooh, High Priestess. Yeah, I see that it is still in the works. Excuse me. Yeah, High Priestess, this is about plans that are, a lot of the plans are kind of still like in your head and maybe jotted down, but aren't like officially being worked on yet. I just want to clarify that High Priestess. I know I'm like, oh, I'll just do these ones, but I love doing cards so much. I always like pulling more and more. Yeah, Moon card. Okay, so I think there are some things that you still have to work out. I think there's a couple things you have to learn. There's something you don't know yet, and I think it's about the geographical location that you have in mind. There's something about the land, I think, that you don't know yet. That's just what I'm getting intuitively with this High Priestess and the Moon. You would have to talk to somebody from the municipality. I'm getting the word survey, so perhaps somebody has to go and actually survey the land. And I think, like, I don't have any cards suggesting like a delay or a blockage or anything being wrong, but I think there's just something you have to do first before these other things can start coming together. All right, runes, volume warning, because these are kind of loud when I mix them around. Okay, Gable rune. Oh, rural farmland not zoned. Okay, so there could be something about that needs to be done. Because again, I keep like, there's something about like bylaws or county bylaws, town bylaws. Anyway, we have the Gable rune. This is like a gift in a lot of cases. I'm seeing, well, often this one is like marriage and exchanging of oaths. But when it comes to marriage, it's not like, actually like a wedding. However, I do have the mental image of there is like a really pretty location on that plot of land where you could have a small little ceremony and it would take lovely pictures. But I'm seeing gift, and it reminds me of this Queen of Cups, or Queen of Coins, where you have somebody like a wealthy benefactor, somebody who's willing to put a lot of money into this for you. All right. I'm just going to move these up a little bit. I see the sun kind of moved, and I'm getting some shadows here. There we go. That works better. Okay. We also have, what else did we have? Here, I got the book here. Because again, for those of you who weren't on last week's stream, full disclosure, I'm still learning runes, so we are still looking at the book. So we also have, and I don't read the reversals or anything with runes the way I do for tarot. And Spirit knows this, so it's not like the message is going to be mixed up or incorrect or anything just because this character or whatever is upside down. We have the Minaz rune. Humanity, mankind, awareness, collective consciousness of humanity. And you know what I like? I saw somebody had a comment earlier saying that this could be really good for unhoused people. And I think that would be like a huge, I get that word selling point, but like a huge attractor. I think that's what's going to really draw people into, looking at this. People who are unhoused or are, excuse me, at risk of losing their home. Maybe can't keep up the mortgage payments or the maintenance or something like that. And so they need to downsize. Okay. And by doing this and by providing this type of housing and shelter, it is doing humanity a huge favor. So next we have what have we got? The Kenaz rune. So beacon and torch, creativity, awakening, growth, illumination, self-knowledge, and vision. Excuse me. What I get with this one, with like the creativity and the growth and stuff, I'm seeing like a community garden. I'm seeing a plot. Yeah, community garden, people got their vegetables, they got their flowers. I'm seeing sunflowers. I'm seeing like landscaping and flower beds in people's yards and just like a very beautiful natural environment. I love that. I did briefly try and ask the tarot for like a timing estimate, and I don't think I ever actually got around to doing that. We ended up getting a different message. Let's see if we can get an estimate on when the ball will get rolling more on this project. It'll start to come together. Okay, Empress 3. March is the third month. That could be something. Sun. I usually use a minor arcana for timing, so let's see if we can get a minor arcana. All right, Queen of Swords. We might hear more about this in the next 13 weeks, so that is about 3 months' time. Oh, weird. Okay, and the Empress is number 3. I don't think it will be like a completed, finished plot with all the homes and stuff in 13 weeks, but I think you'll make a lot more progress in the next 13 weeks. We're going to do one last thing, and that's a Moonology card. Okay, we have communication is key. I'm not an astrologer, but if that is something that you are more aware of and know more about and resonates with you, this new moon in Gemini could be, what? Oh my gosh, my brain is forgetting words. Welcome to the mind of somebody with ADHD. Significant, that's the word I'm looking for. And then communication is key. You said you have like a team of people that are willing to help you. And we did see where you're going to have to delegate. Just finding a good system, making sure everybody is on the same page. And that everybody has the same goals. And, you know, it's like, okay, these couple of people, these are your tasks. You over here, this is your task. Here's my task. Let's meet back on Thursday and talk about our progress. How are things going? Just regular communication is going to be very important for this project. I really hope this works out for you, and I hope that you can give us some updates in the future on how things are going, because that sounds awesome. And there's potential for that to be a really beautiful little village. Well, you know what I mean. Like, just lovely little community. All right. Next, we have Brenda. And Brenda's wondering if her manager is going to leave soon. That person is causing problems. You know, it's funny. I didn't even shuffle. But when I pulled these out of the box, we got Jimmy Pesto on the bottom, and he's the manager of his own restaurant, but he is a jerk, and he's nasty, and he's cheap, and he's fake, and he's like just all of these things that you just never want to deal with in a manager. So it's fitting that he ends up on the very bottom of the deck there. How is the lighting here? I see I'm getting more shadowy. I might move my table a little bit. Excuse me, guys. There, that's a little better. Okay. There. That should be better. You should be able to see a little better. So when will Brenda's manager leave? What can we know about that without getting too third party? Obviously, Spirit is... I have an agreement with Spirit when we do readings like this, that anything that's not supposed to be public knowledge, that's not supposed to be public business, just won't come up. But let's see. Brenda's manager and leaving. These cards shuffle so nicely. It's so satisfying. I should use this deck more often. I don't know why I haven't used it. I do once in a while, but it's been a few months, so. Let's see. And we're using the Bob's Burgers deck because we need to add a little bit of humor. This is, the energy here is like, y'all are just coping, using humor to cope at this point. And the thing I noticed about the Bob's Burgers tarot is that some of the suits seem a little bit, I would say, backwards compared to the Rider-Waite tarot. So the way that I interpret the Bob's Burgers tarot is different than how I interpret certain other decks. All right. All right. Spirit's just saying, okay, let's just look at what we've got here. Okay. I'm kind of seeing like baby steps with this Four of Wands. But okay, Nine of Cups. I think the goal here is to have that peaceful work environment, to have to be somewhere where now your job doesn't have to fill all of the cups, you know, in your life. It doesn't have to be your only source of fulfillment. However, it is ideal for when you are there, because you do have to be there all day, for it to at least meet some of your emotional needs and to make you feel like you're safe there and like you can be happy. And actually, there are jobs where you actually can have a good time with the people there. And I see that's the goal. And you're not the only one with this goal. I see like there are colleagues there that they just want to be able to be themselves. They just want to, everybody is, this is hard. Everybody's masking there. Everybody has to put on their retail face, their professional face. And nobody's showing like how they truly feel. A lot of the people there, they want to have that freedom and that safety to really express themselves. And I'm seeing baby steps. It'll happen, I think, little bits at a time. However, with this manager, I'm seeing, I hate people who are like this. He's like giving you guys just like little crumbs of attention or validation, or like he's not really actually doing his job. Like he's not, a manager is supposed to communicate and encourage people and give like, there's constructive criticism with the purpose of like correction, because you want somebody to do their best. A good manager wants all the workers to just be able to do their best. But I'm seeing that he's just like giving you guys like, and in the card it's fries, but breadcrumbs. And like giving you a criticism, but not saying how you could have done it better. So the breadcrumbs like, oh, well, that was incorrect and somebody complained. But he won't elaborate on what was done incorrectly and who had an issue with it. And then like, oh, well, there's going to be changes around here is the other thing I was hearing. But just a breadcrumb. No real, like, what are the changes? Why do the changes need to happen? What do we need to know? He's just, it's a power play. That's what it is. And I did pull this Eight of Cups to sort of clarify that Four of Wands. And this Eight of Cups now in this deck, everybody is just so emotionally drained. I would not be surprised if people were literally going home and drinking after work just to deal with the stress and the emotional, the emotional pain and the emotional, it's just such a heavy feeling. It's like when you guys are there, it's like, I'm seeing the image of people being like anchored to their desks, and I'm seeing literally like a ball and chain, that imagery, that when you guys are there, you're all dragging around this heavy ball and chain, and it's so exhausting. When people are feeling demoralized and feeling like they have no power, a lot of times these kind of, that's a really dark shadow. A lot of times these kind of people, harmful type people, see that, oh, well, you don't have the strength to fight me, so I can control you. This is why I think it's kind of a power play. Knight of Swords. There's going to be, a lot of people are going to have to complain and kind of rally, and it's going to be a collective effort of documenting evidence of maybe like, hurtful things that he said, or times where he's gone back on his word, because I pick up that happens a lot, and then gaslights and says, oh, I never said that. But because nothing was in writing, you can't prove it. Okay? I'm seeing like a collective effort. People are going to start demanding things to be in writing. He gives an instruction or a criticism or a correction, and people are going to be like, can you put that in writing? Can you sum that up in an email so I don't forget? you know, and or they're going to just write it down for themselves. Okay, date, time, this is what he said. This is, you know, like this is what was happening at the time. So a collective effort to get rid of him. Volume warning. Interesting one. 2, 3. We have our blank one. 4, 5. A lot of people with this blank one, I'm just getting a lot of people are staying silent on this. And I'm seeing attempts at getting justice here have just gone unreciprocated, unanswered. Maybe a complaint went in about him and nothing was done. Another complaint, nothing was done. You know, some others tried something else and it didn't work. I'm just seeing all these like failed attempts at what's justice. Now we have this little guy here, and that is the, let's see, what kind of rune? The Yara rune. Yara? I'm still learning about this. Harvest, the cycle of 1 year, reward, gain, fruition, fruitful season, plenty, cycles of nature, peace, and happiness. Okay. I'm going to then ask a timing question. Will this person be gone within the year then? Oops. We're going to put those back. A whole bunch fell out. Will this person be gone within the year? Okay, we got the Fool in reverse. Chariot is about moving on. Queen of Swords, that's about 13 weeks. Okay. Fool in reverse. It is time for a new beginning for this person. And really, like, this one is kind of hard to say because even the worst people in our lives and the people who cause us so much pain, they're still on their own spiritual journey. They're still on their own path in life. And I see where Spirit is going to... Now, he's consciously not aware of this at all, is not in tune with this at all. But, you know, Spirit still loves these people, even when they do such horrible and unlovable things. Spirit's nudging him like, hey, it's time to move on. Like, you know, you're just going to be worse. You're just going to get worse and worse if you stay here. But the Fool is upside down because this manager guy, like, he's not receiving the message. Eventually, Spirit's going to be like, okay, you're not going to move on, you know, through your own free will. Well, I'm just going to have to give you a push and do this for you. 13 weeks, so 3-ish months. There might be more progress. You know what? I wonder if over the next few months, you guys are going to be documenting more of this stuff. Actually, that makes sense. And like collecting more evidence. And I think that's what's going to eventually start pushing him to have to leave. Now, excuse me, I'm going to just, this lighting, I have my living room lights on, I have the natural light coming in, but I just want to try one more thing here. Let's see. We're moving the whole ass table. We'll see if that makes a difference. Yeah, it kind of does. We don't have such a big shadow over the cards. And I will just move to my other chair here. Yeah, I think it's going to take a few months to gather all the evidence. Don't mind my squeaky chair. Holy crap, that's when my chair decides it has to be the absolute loudest and absolute just most extra. Okay. There we go. There, got all my things. Now, we're going to pull a Moonology for your situation here with that manager. Surrender to the divine. I think this is actually describing him with this Fool in reverse and that Chariot, where Spirit's like, you know, you're not gonna grow or become a better person the longer you stay in this environment and it's this environment that is enabling his crappy behavior on top of his free will crappy decisions. And then, you know, eventually Spirit's going to be like, well, you know, how we saw that, where, well, if you're not going to make the choice, I will make the choice for you. He's going to eventually have to surrender to this, this part of like his life path. I think he is eventually going to have to go. Yeah, he will eventually have to go. Collect the evidence over the next few months. Should you choose to, you know, still work there for the next few months, of course, that's up to you. But everybody else that's there, they need to be collecting evidence, have everything in writing, because he knows exactly what he's doing by not putting things in writing. When stuff is in writing and the facts are right there, he can't gaslight everybody as easily. And another thing, okay, I'm getting like, I know everybody throws around the word, you know, oh, they're a narcissist, they're narcissistic, whatever. I feel like this person actually truly is very narcissistic and quite abusive in nature. And there is nothing these kind of people hate more than being held accountable. So even if he knows that you guys are like demanding to have all your communications be in writing, he might actually, like, I'm not going to say he's going to smarten up fully, but he might smarten up when it comes to some things. And it might kind of scare him a little bit. And that's what we want. Scare him into kind of changing his behaviors. Now, all of his behaviors are not going to change, but that's on him. There's only so much that you guys can do, at least in that regard. So next we have Princess K. And she has an SAR. Will it expose anything to help her work situation? And she said that we could use any deck. I haven't used the Housewives Tarot yet for the stream, so that's what we're going to do. So PK, or Princess K with the SAR, will it expose anything to help the work situation? I don't remember or really know what SAR, what that means. That seems like a term we might not have here in Canada. But I know that, like, because, subject access request. Okay, right. Okay, yeah, actually, I kind of know what that is. We have a similar thing in Canada. Will it expose anything to help Princess K's work situation? And if so, what? Oh, okay. Princess K says, my HR file has been requested. Okay. All right. Will it expose anything to help your situation? And if so, what could it expose? Brenda, thank you for the super chat. Okay, let's see. Cutting the deck, we have the Ten of Swords, where And Ten of Wands, really. Ten of Wands is like, oh my God, this is too much. I'm about to like drop all of these. She's like, there's too many mops. I'm going to drop all of these things. Like there's too many, like there's just, it's like, it's such a burden. There's too much. It's too much. And then this Ten of Swords is like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. We're just going to shuffle though. And if those come back out, then that's very interesting. But Spirit wanted us to keep those two cards there in mind. All right. Will it expose anything that can help Princess K's work situation? And if so, what will be exposed? We're going to look at that High Priestess on the bottom of the deck too. Now I think the feeling I get here is that they think by pulling your file and looking through it that they're going to find all of this, like, not incriminating, but like evidence they could use against you. But actually, they're going to find that you have good rapport with the other colleagues and how you've been, I'm getting the word nurturing, how you've actually been very helpful and have been helping your colleagues to, you know, I guess get better at their jobs, help them grow in their working life, and how, yeah, just like you have this caring energy. And how maybe like emotionally invested that you've been, maybe not in the business itself, but in wanting the people you work with to succeed and to also be happy and feel happy and safe. So they're going to see that. They're going to take into account with this Temperance, like your performance over time since you've been there. And the feeling I get here is that it's like, there's really nothing that shocking that they're going to uncover. Everything is just quite, I guess, moderate. I'm getting mild and moderate. Nothing too spicy. They're also going to try and like see if they can dig anything up about, oh, she got emotional about X, Y, and Z, and you know, this, she had a blowout or a blow up here when actually you didn't. And what else am I getting with this Temperance spirit? There is something else. Your patience. You've had like unending patience when they did not deserve it. That's going to somehow be reflected in what they find. Kind of looking in your, like your, all your employee records and your HR file and things like that. They are going to try and compare your performance from 1 year ago to today. But when it comes to the quality of your work, nothing has declined at all. Like the quality of your work is still, I'm seeing like very satisfactory. Now, what else could be exposed? Now, this is not about you, these two cards. Manipulated, oh my gosh, words. Manipulative tactics. You're not the manipulator, but you are the one being manipulated. They're going to figure out, I think, who is trying to manipulate you, I think by using, because I'm picking up like fear, picking up like, they're trying to play on your emotions. Yeah. and they're trying to get you to like slip up and make some kind of mistake out of like your emotions. Excuse me. But it's not going to work. And then, let's see, something like secretive is going to come to light with this high priestess. What is the secret that's going to come to light? And it is related to this like manipulation tactic that this person or these people are using on you. There's stuff that they're keeping hidden about. Oh my God. They're trying to dig up your dirt. Well, they have a bigger pile of dirt and they're just trying to throw a tarp on it. Okay. Mm-hmm. That they're doing the same damn things that you're doing, that they're trying to get you in trouble for, but you're not actually doing anything wrong. Okay, and then we'll pull some more cards because I see your note about I've requested the HR file to see if there's anything unethical in emails and etc. Okay. Because it's something that like these unethical people are doing to keep themselves comfortable. It's the hypocrisy. So let's see. I do like seeing, though, that high priestess where something that is being like secretive, they're trying to keep it under wraps, is going to be discovered. And then let's see. Is anything unethical, incriminating, etc. going to be found in any emails? They might. That something might actually be found. Because I'm seeing with Knight of Wands and Page of Swords together, evidence of them, like, I guess kind of like trying to sabotage you. Like they're setting you up to fail. Somebody's been trying to set you up to fail by giving you like a whole bunch of these different tasks and stuff that they know you're not going to be able to do before a certain deadline. And like giving you this work to do without giving you the proper instructions. So naturally, when you don't have the proper instructions and something is not done correctly, they're going to use that against you and be like, oh, you should have known. And it's a joint effort between like two people. So I think that is going to be found out. Okay, volume warning, runes. Had that one. Hang on. I know I just read that one, and do you think I can remember? No. Hey, it's very similar to the last reading we got there with Brenda's, with Harvest, the cycle of 1 year. I'm seeing like somebody is going to reap what they've sown. I don't know if you can see that with the lighting, but yeah, somebody is going to reap what they've sown. And I'm hearing how do you like them apples? Somebody is like planted poison seeds and not expected that they're the ones that are going to have to eat those apples, not you. They are. How do you like them apples? Let's pull a moonology for you. Okay, I kind of had two that wanted to come out. Now you saw how I shuffled. We still got Surrender to the Divine. Spirit, what do you mean surrender to the divine? Because this has different energy than what it feels like it has a different meaning than what it had in that last reading. So whatever is going to happen is going to happen. I'm here like, don't fight it. Like there's nothing to fight. You're just being asked to go with the flow right now and trust that Spirit has your best interest at heart. We have adjustments are required. What kind of adjustments, Spirit? Is it on her or is it on like these people that are trying to sabotage and trying to, you know, find reasons to get her into hot water? What is it? Okay, I'm hearing from Spirit, if they want to try and sabotage you, they're going to have to start doing a better job of it. Because these attempts that they're making, nothing is going to come of that. And it's not going to make you look bad. It's actually going to make them look bad. What else? Yeah, there's going to be some kind of change to policy I'm picking up. Like a change of rules. That's an adjustment that's going to be required, I think, so that this kind of situation doesn't happen again. Should you take the settlement? Okay, yeah, if they're offering a settlement, let's see, should you take it? If they're offering you a settlement, should you take it? Okay, Queen of Cups, first of all, Spirit's asking you to consider how does it make you feel emotionally when you think about it? Like if you think about taking the settlement, you know, do you feel good about that? Does your conscience feel good about that? And then we have Six of Wands. Because I see here, this is usually like some kind of victory or success over something. I just want to just do one more card to clarify. Oh, PK, Princess K, thank you for your super chat. I appreciate it. So should you, I'm not seeing any cards like, I'm not seeing devil being, you know, with that being like taking unethical money. I'm not seeing that anybody's going to be harmed. Excuse me. I'm seeing like they owe you. They owe you for like the mental, like the anxiety they've put you through, the suffering there. And the Five of Swords, like I'm wondering if you do take the settlement, if you might be able to get more than what they're offering. I'm getting something about like stripping them down. Like I'm seeing something about stripping them bare. And with this imagery of like the threads being pulled, and I'm seeing like the seams being cut. Something about it, and it's like stripping them down, let's see. Well, exposing their truth, exposing their, I'm hearing like their innards, their, like the bones of the situation, of their intentions, and like stripping away like their pride and their ego. So she's, okay, so you said you're going to wait for the SAR before you give them an answer. And that you are with the union. Let's just say, I'm going to ask, if you were to consult with an employment attorney or with the union What would they suggest? Let's just see. What would they suggest you do? Take it, not take it, what? There's this like take, I heard take the money and run with 8 of Wands. Get as much as you can. Excuse me, I need some water. All right. So that's something to consider. So that's what I have for you, Princess K. I really hope that was helpful. I wish you the best for your situation because that is rough. That really is. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm seeing like the mental image of somebody wringing out a dishcloth or a tea towel. Wring them, but instead of water, you know, it's the money. They owe you. All right. Next we have Rose Blue. Is wondering if it's time to have the moving in talk with her mother and if there's anything Rose Blue needs to know or how to bring up the conversation. Okay. I think we're actually going to go ahead and use the One World Tarot for this one. All right. So the situation with Rose Blue and her mom. Okay, that card fell out, so we're going to keep it. Okay, Lover's card. Ten of Cups. Okay. Now, how should she bring up this conversation with her mom? Okay. All right. So, Rose Blue, I see where your mom has some reservations here. She's a little hesitant because I think she knows. Like in her gut, she knows that it might be best if she lived like with you, but she's a little worried. Okay, Dad out of hospital just before Hurricane Helena. She can't drive outside of town, or will Mom bring it up to you? She's like a little worried about being separated from your dad, being like, well, but if I move, what if he doesn't move? Like, she doesn't want to be away from him. But I see that you're reassuring her, no, don't worry. We're going to be like a happy family under one roof. With that Ten of Cups. No. It's okay. we're not going to separate you. And like, you'll still be together. And I'm seeing, oh, they own their home. I can move from Texas. Okay. I think she was worried about, what I was picking up, was that she was going to have to leave and move to Texas to be with you. Okay, so that makes more sense. So just knowing that, no, it's okay. Like, we're not going to disrupt anything, you know, we're not going to disrupt your routine. We're not going to make you pack anything and move. Like, it'll be more appealing here for her when she realizes what the plan is. that you would actually be coming to her. Because I'm seeing here with Seven of Wands, there's just too much for her to do on her own that she, maybe when she was younger, she could have easily done on her own. But, you know, we get older and we slow down a little bit, and, you know, some people develop health problems, and the older you get, the more careful you have to be. I'm seeing, like, there's some things that she wants to be able to do but can't safely because maybe there's a risk of falling or becoming injured. Whereas if you were there, you could easily help with that, and that would free her up to do, you know, whatever else it is that she likes to do. How to bring it up? As like an exciting and a good thing, of course. And then just letting her know that, you know, like, well, I'll be there so that you and Dad won't have to be alone in case something happens. Or like, again, like maybe your dad has to go to an appointment or he goes somewhere, and maybe your mom doesn't like being left at home by herself. Like, just, she'll be happy to know that, like, there's always going to be somebody there at the house, that she's not going to be alone. I think she does have with the moon here, maybe a little bit of anxiety about getting older. And I see your comment about how she's still very independent, but I think she does worry about losing her independence. But you moving in wouldn't make her any less independent. It would just make things safer. It would make it safer for her to be independent. Okay. Is there anything else? Let's see if there's anything else to know. Okay, well, we have that Fool card on the bottom of the deck. Once she starts to see it as like, oh, a new adventure, it will be kind of, I think, exciting to her. And then she'll realize, you know, oh, I don't have to do everything all on my own, even if she wants to. The older we get, the things that we used to be able to do can become a lot more tiring. And then, you know, it's like, well, okay, so like, let's just say Rose Blue wants to, well, if she wants to help with this, then that would free up time for me to, you know, go to book club, or I'm seeing something about Scrabble. Well, you know, that I wouldn't be quite so tired. You know, if she helped me with that, that could get done a lot quicker. And, you know, I would have more, yeah, I'm just saying like, oh, well, okay, more time and energy left for, like, I'm seeing like these hobbies. Because I think your mom is starting to accept with this Page of Swords. Her energy is still very young, but her body isn't, right? And in a way, actually, I'm also picking up, it's going to be, no matter how old you get, and no matter how, you know, your kids grow up, and no matter how old they get, you're still a mom, you're still a dad. I'm picking up something about like, well, you know, it'll be nice to have a kid in the house again. Doesn't matter how old you are, you're still her kid. So she's gonna like having a, you know, oh, it's gonna be nice having one of my kids around the house again. I think she'll be very open to it and receptive. All right, volume warning. Yeah, and I agree with Big Steph when she says you must worry about them all the time. That must be so difficult. I mean, my parents are not old. They're 55 and 60 almost. And that's not very old, but even I worry about them all the time with their health and their, you know, I don't want dad to hurt himself doing this, or like is my mom going to have the time and the energy to manage that kind of a thing? So I can't imagine how much more amplified that worry must be the older your parents become. All right, runes. We got the Dagaz rune, letter D. So I don't know, maybe letter D is significant. Maybe one of your parents' names starts with a D or something like that. But also day means day or dawn, breakthrough, awakening, awareness, prosperity. It really kind of matches, I think, goes with this this Fool card, where I think this is going to be a nice new beginning for this part of your life and this part of your parents' lives. Nice new chapter for all three of you. Then we have the Tewaz rune, letter T. So letter T could also be significant. I know you did say that you were willing to move from Texas, meaning Tyr, sky god, leadership, warrior, balance, self-sacrifice, rationality, victory. Now with the self-sacrifice, because you are willing to pick up and move to be with them, to you that may not feel like a sacrifice, but maybe to your parents, or especially your mom, she might feel like you are, sacrificing the situation you have in Texas, where maybe you're comfortable there. She's worried that you're going to be like sacrificing or leaving something that you really love. But the difference here is that, like I said, you're willing to do it. And I think once she realizes that you're willing to, that you don't feel obligated to at all, she's going to be much more open to it. Like, well, okay, well, this could be good then. We're going to do a moonology for you. For your situation. I need a drink of water. I've been clearing my throat like every 5 seconds. All right. Okay. So actually, there's kind of three. We have the end of a tough cycle approaches. So the tough cycle, it could be maybe something in Texas, if there's something there that's not really working out for you. The end of the tough cycle could be like while you're, you said your mom's really independent, but just because they're independent doesn't mean things are easy for them necessarily. And we did kind of go over that with just, it comes with the changes that happen as you age. I have nothing will come of the situation, but what this is telling me is that the things that your mom is worried about are not going to happen. Right? So if she's worried about, well, I don't want to be any trouble, or like, I don't want to disrupt your life. Like, it's not. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing that she's afraid of is going to actually happen. Then we have prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. So Taurus season could be significant to you. Maybe that's when you choose to go out there, or maybe when something else significant happens in the situation. And then with prosperity, well, I'm seeing like with the three of you in the house, like there's the combined income where like maybe you're working and maybe they have their pension, and then together it helps to pay the bills. It helps, maybe it helps for them to save up, or it helps for them to pursue some of their hobbies and things that maybe they would like to do. So I think it will go well for you guys, this situation. And I think that your mom will be, she'll open up to the idea and she'll become more receptive. So that's what I have for you. I hope that was helpful. We're going to go ahead and put these back. That's nice that the house is paid for. Just the power and the insurance. Yeah, that's fair. It's nice that the house is paid for, and then the more people that you have living there contributing financially, yeah, the more money that they will be able to save, and you'll be able to save. I can see why the prosperity card came up for that. Okay, we have our final three. We have Cheryl. Cheryl was wondering if her house will sell in 2025. Cheryl's wondering about her house and if she will be able to sell it in 2025. What can we know about that, Spirit? Selling the house in 2025. What's going on there? All right. Okay. Excuse me. Let's see what's going on. First of all, we have the Queen of Wands, and I had for the challenge here, because I felt kind of instructed to do situation and challenge, which I didn't actually do with these other readings, but anyway, Spirit's just interesting like that. I see that you've put a lot of work into this house yourself. And you've done a lot over the years, like I'm seeing, to renovate it, maybe to paint it, to make it look nice, to decorate it all nicely. Yeah, I see where you've put in all kinds of effort creatively and labor too. Those wands are about like the labor aspect of working. I'm seeing something about like blood, sweat, and tears went into like the maintenance and the keeping that home beautiful and keeping it healthy and safe. Challenge. I have 6 of Cups. I don't know how long you've been in that house for, but I see like there are memories there. There's nostalgia sort of attached. It is, I see there are kind of like emotional like sentiments there. It's a sentimental kind of a thing, and you still have sort of these like emotional attachments to the memories that are in the house, and I can understand for some people that is kind of hard to let go of when you wish to sell or wish to move. There are places in my town where I've lived in the past and had really good memories in. I actually walked past my old house a couple days ago, and I was kind of like overcome with this like nostalgia, like, oh, those were good times. And then a kind of a, not like a sadness, but kind of a, like, like, dang, like I wish I knew those were the good old days when I was in them, kind of a thing. Even though my situation now is totally fine, I'm in a great environment, a great situation that I will become nostalgic for too someday in the future. So I get that. I totally understand that. Something else I'm seeing for challenge is your house may be in an area with lots of young people who can't necessarily afford to buy right now. Yeah, we got 4 of Pentacles here. Everyone's budgets I'm seeing are like a little bit tight. And what the house is worth is maybe not what a lot of people nearby are able to afford. And that doesn't mean like that's your problem or anything. That's just the way that situation kind of just looks. Now, let's see, 3 of Wands. I think there's like maybe just a little bit more work that needs to go into it. There's something small that needs to be fixed or worked on to help make the house, well, I think more valuable, but also like more appealing. So maybe somebody who is looking to buy it is like, oh, good, that's already been fixed. I won't have to worry about that. Now for 2025, it's possible it could sell. I'm seeing in the next couple years, maybe like 2026 even, because I'm seeing it's 2025 or 2026, somebody will make you an offer. Now, I think somebody could make a smaller offer than what you're looking for in 2025, and that's up to you if you want to take that, but a bigger offer could come in 2026. Now, volume warning, runes. We have these 2 that come flying out. Hard to see them with this lighting. I'll have to do something different about the lighting on next week's stream. But anyway, first we have the Lagu's rune. That is, whoops, this one here. And that's letter L. So that could be somewhat significant to you. I'm saying, okay, meaning water, flow, emotions, water, renewal, life, energy. Maybe there's something with I'm being like actually shown literally like the water system, like something in the house. Like maybe there's something with the plumbing that just needs to be checked up and fixed. It seems like it's a small fix. Something with the pipes. Something with, I'm seeing like water pressure, the water tank even. It could be that maybe the hot water tank or something just needs to be either fixed or replaced or something like that. Because that's what I was getting with that rune. And then next we have what do we have? We have the, no, not that one. The Fehu rune, this letter F. Cattle, wealth, success, wealth, abundance, increased income, possession, happiness, financial gain. All right, so it looks like the house will, like, I see the 2025 offer that would be smaller than what you were expecting or wanting for the house. It would still be quite a big offer, but the one that would come in 2026 would be even more so. Either way, I do see the house selling and you making a good profit. Yeah, it looks like 2026 might be the better time to sell. That's what I'm seeing there. We're going to do a moonology for you. Just extra information. Yeah, we have you are good enough. Okay, so maybe that offer that somebody makes in 2025, like even though it would be a lot and it's not what you're expecting more, it's okay to expect more. You are good enough. The house is good enough. The house, it is worth waiting for that bigger offer, whatever that bigger offer is going to be. Yeah, you don't have to settle for a lower or a low ball kind of offer. I like that with the you are good enough. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Cheryl, with your house selling. Looks like 2026 will be a better time. You don't have to accept any offers that you don't want to take, that you feel are less than what you deserve and less than what you think that property and that home are worth. And that is perfectly okay. So I hope that was helpful to you. We have next Andrea. Andrea is looking for a message from her spirit guides. I feel drawn to using the Bob's Burgers Tarot again. Would you like the Bob's Burgers Tarot or would you like a different deck? Because that is up to you. The message will still be the same. Okay. All right, so the Bob's Burgers Tarot is fine. Because I was seeing like the energy of this particular reading is lighthearted, and Spirit wanted to keep things light and kind of humorous, and that's why I was drawn to this deck. So, message from Spirit for Andrea. Spirit knows you love whimsical things, right? I do too. For some reason, I'm getting the word bombastic. That's got something to do with your message. Bombastic. Be something about being your full bombastic self. Okay, what do we got? Transformation. Okay, end of a cycle, start of a new cycle. I'll go into these in detail. I'm just summing these up. 9 of Pentacles, security, Magician. I'm seeing manifestation. Death is transformation. Ooh. I'll move these so that you can see them a little better. I don't get the feeling to read off the bottom for some reason, but that's okay. I just do what Spirit asks of me and instructs me to do. Okay, hopefully you can see these. I know the shadow on my table is a little bit dark. Okay. All right. So yeah, you're something happening outside of your control is that a new era of your life is starting. Brand new chapter. There's no need to hold on to the old chapter, like to the attachment, I think, to the old chapter. There are some kind of attachments that you're still really holding on to that Spirit's like, actually, it's okay. If you let it go, you're not going to lose it. You'll still have the security that you need. You'll still have the peace of mind I'm seeing that you seek. With the Magician, I think to manifest whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, letting go of your attachment to that thing is what's actually going to bring it in much quicker and much stronger and with like a much better effect. Again, with like bombastic, being your bombastic self. Why does that keep coming into mind? Okay, I'm seeing the image of a mask. So again, like I won't speculate on anybody's like, neurodivergent or not or whatever, but masking behaviors, you don't have to be neurodivergent to show masking behaviors, but like you've been maybe kind of reserved lately and you've been trying to like keep yourself like smaller, your energy smaller, because you think that's going to make other people comfortable because that's what you had to do in the past. You don't have to do that anymore. It's okay to be your true authentic self, and spirits, like you have like such a big energy. Like it is, I'm getting the image of those bob-ombs like from Super Mario. You wind them up, they walk, blow up, then they kind of just come back. That you don't have to worry about making other people uncomfortable by you being your authentic self. And whatever it is you're trying to manifest, Spirit says like it's required for you to ask for what you want, to assert yourself and to advocate for yourself. And I understand where that is very, very difficult. I totally get that. And like fear of rejection, fear of being told no. And people say, well, what's the worst they're gonna say is no. Well, sometimes maybe the worst they'll say is no, but sometimes they'll say no and laugh at you. And I feel like that's something that you've experienced in the past, where not only were you told no, but you were ridiculed and shamed and did you hear that? She says she wants this, she wants to do that. And trying to like make you feel insecure about what you want. That's coming to an end. You don't have to worry about that. And I'm also seeing where you being your real self, you're telling your truth, your experience, you're speaking up for yourself. If that makes other people uncomfortable, that's not your fault and that's not your problem. Yeah, and I see your comment where making yourself smaller is a trauma response, and I completely understand that. I can relate to that. It's a hard behavior to unlearn. It really is. It's tough. I think an attachment maybe that you need to let go of is having other people's validation on, hey, that is a cool thing to want. Yeah, oh, you can do that. I agree with that. Because maybe in the past you've been like, I really want this thing, and they've been like, that's not reasonable, or that's stupid. You don't have to worry about what they're going to say about what you want. And you maybe have been told, oh, you don't know what you want, when actually, yeah, you do. It just didn't match up with what they wanted for you. So this is what's transforming, I think, with that Death card, where you're losing that fear. And this is good. You're losing that fear. You're letting go of aspects of the past. Now I understand where you have trauma, and the thing about trauma is that it doesn't like completely go away. However, we are able to let go of parts of it, and maybe little bits at a time, able to let go. So I see you're working on that healing. You're letting go of it's little bits at a time, and I think that is great progress. I think that's absolutely perfect. And then King of Swords. You are the ruler of your own life. Now, I'm actually, I don't know if you're familiar with watching Bob's Burgers or not, but I'm going to relay to you, they show it in an episode, the story of how Bob actually ended up with his own restaurant. And it really, Spirit's telling me to like bring this up to you. So basically, for his whole life, Bob worked with his dad in his dad's restaurant. And his dad was quite controlling, quite bossy, not very supportive, definitely had trauma of his own, but wasn't processing it and took out his pain on little Bob. Because the dad's name, they call him Big Bob. And there's an episode, I don't remember which one it is, but it shows a flashback of when Bob was a young kid. He's about 14, and he comes up with a special burger called the Baby You Can Chive My Car burger, and he puts little pickles on the sides of the burger to make it look like wheels, and it's very creative, and his dad just absolutely shoots that down and says, "That's stupid. Give Henry the regular. He didn't ask for that burger. Give him the regular." Well, then it kind of skips ahead in time, and Bob's a little bit older, and his dad decides to rename the restaurant from Big Bob's Diner or whatever to Bob and Son. But he didn't even ask Bob, "Hey, do you want to go into business together? From being my kid/employee to being my business partner." He didn't even ask. He just shot down Bob's ideas of having his own, his own dreams and his own things he wanted to do, and was like, you're going to do this my way, and this is what you want. This is what's going to be good for you. And Bob goes, "No." And he says it to his dad right in front of the customers, because his dad really put him on the spot and was like, "This is what I want for you. This is what we're going to do. What do you say?" And Bob said no. And that caused a little bit of friction between him and his dad. That gave Bob the push to rent the building on Ocean Avenue and to start his own restaurant. And then it actually became, well, in the show, they show the family doesn't make a lot of money, and they're kind of on that poverty line. But Bob's able to break even with the bills and stuff, and he feels like he's succeeded because he feels satisfied in life now with his own restaurant. He maybe doesn't have like a big pile of money, but what he does have is, well, one, his dignity, because he made that choice to go be his own person and chase his own dream. Two, he has his freedom, where he can come up with silly burgers of the day, any kind that he wants, and there's nobody to tell him no, and there's nobody to say that's stupid. And he has the family that he's wanted and the family that he loves. And it may not be like financial, at least not for Bob, but I'm seeing where there's parallels here. I think it might have been I think it's a Christmas episode. I cannot remember what the episode is called. It's an earlier one. It's from an earlier season. It's definitely a Christmas episode. Maybe watch it. It might be from season 5, but again, I can't remember off the top of my head. But maybe watch it, and you might find some things that resonate with you while you view the episode. Because I see where maybe you've been afraid to ask for what you want and pursue your own dreams because you've been constantly shot down. I saw your comment saying that you had you dealt with a narcissistic parent, and those narcissistic people, no matter how good your idea is, they're going to say it's dumb, and they're going to shoot it down just because it was your idea and not theirs, because it's something you want for yourself, not something that they want for you, which in turn is like something they want for themselves, right? Yeah. I see you asserting your independence in the near future. Even more. I see you're doing it now, but like even more so. So whatever that is that you're trying to manifest and that you're trying to have in your life. Now, I kind of get this Knight of Pentacles a little bit more, because if you're letting go of the attachment to other people's validation and other people's approval, you're still going to have this feeling of validation and approval, but it's not going to be from them. It's going to be from yourself, and it's going to be from within. And that's much more valuable than receiving it from other people. That's what Spirit's saying. So, volume warning, room time. Okay, we have B, look, B and R, that's what these look like. So those letters could be significant to you. We have, we're going to just move those blank ones aside. Well, they're not blank, they're just upside down. We don't read those. And then we have this, perhaps S could be significant to you in some way, but we're going to look in the book. One of these days, I won't actually need the guidebook, but you know what, until then, you guys are going to be learning runes alongside me. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So we got, let's see. Berkana. I'm still learning how to pronounce all these. Letter B, Birch Goddess. In the last, actually, I think in the last live stream, no, it could have been, yeah, I did a pick a card video recently, and it's either in that video or in our last live stream. I saw Birch Goddess and read it as Bitch Goddess, and it reminded me of like bad bitch energy. Kind of goes with that like bombastic message we had earlier. Growth, new beginnings, renewal, birth and rebirth, spring, and fertility. We got that world. That's the brand new cycle. The end of one, the start of the next. That like just that brand new, fresh start beginning. So I love that for you. We also have, let's see, what is our next rune? Rido? Ride, journey, progress, riding, the right order or right way to proceed, rationality and growth. I'm seeing that this is it's a process. So, you know, we did talk about letting go of that need for external validation and letting go of your like attachment to other people's approval and other people saying, yes, I approve of this idea for you, go ahead, like that other people's like permission for you to exist. I see where that's difficult, and Spirit's saying that it's okay if that transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's okay if it's a slow process. And when I said like you're gonna have your own validation, your own approval, and that's gonna be so much more valuable, I understand where it may take a while for you to actually feel that and internalize and embody that. Especially when you are used to growing up with people, and again, I can totally relate to this. So I understand you're not alone in this whole process here. But perhaps you grew up with, I'm hearing, oh, you keep telling yourself that. Like you stood up for yourself or you stood up for an idea you had and said, well, I think it's good. And they go, well, you keep telling yourself that. You're lying to yourself. It might take you some time to unlearn that core belief, that internalized, that inner critic, that voice. So it's okay. It's a process. And Spirit's just saying it's okay. Just enjoy the process. Watching yourself heal before your very eyes is going to be really exciting. And it's going to be really fulfilling. And it's going to be really, I'm getting the word liberating. So our last rune here is this S looking one, which is, let's see if I can find it. It's in here somewhere. Sowilo. It is the letter S. Good guidance, means sun, good guidance, wholeness, awareness, hope, goals achieved, individual victory, and honor. I love that. It really is making this King of Swords stand out more, I think, to me, where you know, somebody else may criticize your idea because it's not what they want for you, but you have your dignity, you have your freedom, you have your control over your own decisions. And it's going to feel, I think you're going to start feeling very empowered as time goes on. Now we're going to do a moonology for you. And let's just get one more little piece of advice from Spirit for you. Yeah, adjustments are required. I don't know if you currently go to therapy or talk to someone about your past experiences, but yeah, I do see where you may have to adjust the way that you talk to yourself. You're going to have to make some adjustments to that inner monologue because there's a lot of stuff that's playing over and over. Like I'm seeing your inner monologue being like taped over. I'm like, I don't know how old you are, but I'm seeing like VHS tape. So maybe you're around the same age as me. Like maybe you're in your 30s. I'm 29, and when I was growing up, we watched things on VHS, and you had to be, and we had cassettes, and you had to be careful if you were going to tape something or record something. You didn't want to tape over something important. And I'm seeing that your inner monologue has been taped over by the criticisms that you heard like throughout your early life up to this point. So adjustments are required. You're going to have to learn to trust and discern between what are your true thoughts about yourself and what is your brain just repeating over and over because it was told to you so many times by someone else. And just working through the core beliefs. For example, maybe a core belief is my ideas are dumb. And, think of an idea that you've had recently and maybe challenge it. Like, is there any concrete evidence to prove that this is a dumb idea? Is it an unsafe idea? Could I actually get hurt or someone else get hurt if I did this? Or, would this cause some kind of damage or destruction? Because there are some ideas that are genuinely really dumb that could involve in you or someone else being hurt. Like, I don't know, like for example, like making like a homemade ramp in the back alley with a box and a piece of plywood. Like, that may not be like a great idea. But other things where maybe nobody's going to get hurt and it's actually harmless. Do you have concrete evidence for why it wouldn't be a good idea, why it wouldn't be worth pursuing, or at least just trying, right? There are other kind of core beliefs that you're going to have to work through. All right. So that's what I have for you, Andrea. I hope that reading helps. Best wishes for you on your healing journey and on your journey to manifest whatever it is here that you're trying to manifest, whatever ideas that you have that you want to see come to life. And then we're going to move on to our last reading of the stream. And that was for Jean. And that's a follow-up to the reading we did for her last week. We're going to we started off with the Tattoo Tarot, and I kind of want to use this one, but Jean, if you want to use a different deck, that is totally okay. You'll get the same message either way, it's just the cards will look different. So I'll just give you a second there. In the meantime, I'm going to just move a couple of things off my table. Okay. I'm going to start shuffling these in the meantime. This is a really pretty deck. I like it. I got it for my birthday last year. And I hadn't really used it much. There's times where I really like fixate on using, I really like this deck and resonate with it. So for the One World Tarot, I use that one all the time. And then lately I've been all into, I'm using the Housewives Tarot. I feel drawn to that one. And I actually have so many decks here. Next stream, I'll have to bring out some of my other ones. I have Skyrim Tarot. I have Lord of the Rings Tarot. I am a huge nerd, so this would not come as a surprise at all to anybody who already knew how big of a nerd I was. Or knows how big of a nerd I am, more like. Okay. Not seeing anything in the chat about wanting a particular deck, so I am going to go ahead with your reading, Jean. Last week we looked at the connection between you and Virgo, and we saw the card suggested he was going to get back to you in a few days, but I saw in your earlier comment that he actually didn't, and he's been staying pretty quiet. So what's coming next in your connection between you and Virgo? And what does Spirit want you to know? Let's see. All right. Knight of Wands, or Knave of Wands, but it's actually, I'm going to double check if Knave is Knight or if that's Page. I think it's Knight, but we're going to, oh, no, it is Page of Wands. Okay, so Knave, Page of Wands, Three of Swords. Page of Wands. And like there's even like an envelope on his hand tattoo. There's a message that's not, it's still unsent, and it's in his, I don't know if you communicate through text or email or what, but it's like it drafts. That's what I'm seeing. It's unsent. I have Three of Swords. There's some kind of like, usually that's like the heartbreak or the disappointment card. But we're going to just pull a couple and get more info. How is the stream, how's the connection? Now, I mean, obviously we're looking at like relationship connection and stuff, but like, are you guys still seeing, everything still seems to be working? You can still hear me and camera still seems to be working and stuff? I just see the chat hasn't really moved, and I don't know if that's an issue on my end, like if you guys are messaging and I'm just not seeing it, or whatever, because I know we did have issues earlier in the stream, or, you know, the other attempts to make the stream work. Anyway. Nine of Swords. Anxiety, I see that, anxiety. I'm going to clarify this Three of Swords. Page of Swords. Magician. Okay. Six of Pentacles. Something exchanging hands. Now, okay, I remember, Jean, you were saying in last week's reading that this person, Virgo, was going through kind of a messy divorce situation. There is an unsent message, but Three of Swords, somebody doesn't want him to send the message. I don't know if the ex-partner has like access to his texts or like has his, I don't know if bugged is the right word, but you know, has it so that she can like check his phone remotely. I'm seeing like messages coming up. Maybe they've got iPhones or something, because I'm seeing like text messages showing up on her iPad. And while it's not her business, because if they're separated and they're in the middle of a divorce, like it really shouldn't matter to her who he's contacting and talking to, but she's been giving him a lot of grief over that. And I think it's made him kind of afraid to say anything, to send a message. I think he's a little worried that she, like, since it seems like she has access to whatever it is that he's able to text and send from his phone, like he could be afraid that she's going to like use it against him or something like that. Because I see she's very manipulative with that magician. She could... I see why this is such a messy process for them. Okay, yeah. Where maybe she thinks she'll have the upper hand. Well, he's talking to another woman, so he was cheating, so therefore I deserve X, Y, and Z in this divorce, and he doesn't. She can try and sort of play that game. And I see why that's really... I see why that's giving him a lot of anxiety. He does want to contact you, though. He does. He's so... Oof, this 10 of Wands. He's so worn out. This whole divorce thing has him just completely burnt out. Okay, let's see. Any more advice from Spirit that we can know, that we can talk about on stream regarding their connection between Jean and Virgo? Oop. He's got a lot on his plate right now. And I remember you saying in the last stream that you and him are actually both neurodivergent. He has a lot on his mind right now, and I think he's kind of shutting down. I think you're not the only one that he's not like reaching out to. There are like other friends of his and other people that are like waiting to hear back from him, but he's not. I think he's a little too overwhelmed to even answer his phone and to even check and look at it on top of everything else that's happening. I see that this will eventually, he will eventually be able to balance this out a little bit. I think as some progress maybe is made in his situation. So what's next for your connection with him? Okay. We have the Moon, the Emperor, and on the bottom of the deck we have Temperance. These cards are not laid out nicely. They're kind of a wreck right now, but anyway, sorry, not sorry. Yeah, he has a lot of anxiety to work through. The Moon is one of my cards too for like a mental, I would say like a mental health concern. If he's neurodivergent, I kind of feel as though he, like his anxiety that he does feel is amplified as a result. And it's been causing him a lot of grief, and he's having trouble sort of like filtering. I'm getting something about filtering everything and like simplifying everything into a way that makes sense. Okay, these are the steps I need to take. Here's what I need to do. I have 7 unread messages, and, you know, he's having trouble being like, okay, this person, and then this reply, and then this one, this task, this one, this one. I think he's just feeling so overwhelmed right now that, yeah, everything kind of feels like it's too much. So he's kind of dropped everything. Emperor and Temperance. He does want to take, I think, that step towards being with you. it's going to take a little bit of time right now. I think some things with the divorce have to settle down. And then, you know, he's kind of got to get out of that. I wonder if he has like the ADHD and autism combo. I call that the wombo combo with the burnout. And like I'm seeing the executive dysfunction is such a problem for him right now. That once he's kind of healed and gotten himself back into balance, the executive functioning skills come back, and then it's like, then he kind of has the wherewithal to reply to all these unsent or unread messages and stuff. I'm going to put all these back. I'm going to shuffle and ask one more question because it seemed weird. Like somebody was looking, it seemed like the ex-partner was like looking at the messages and was like getting mad at him and fighting with him over it. I just want to know what's going to become of that. I'm hearing the word disconnect right away. I'm hearing disconnect. But let's see. Okay, Two of Swords. King of Wands. I think he might find a way to like unsync maybe his phone and her tablet and undo whatever settings, whatever it was she did so that she could look at his stuff. I think he's going to be able to undo that. I think with the King of Wands, I think he's going to have a buddy help him with that. Okay. Volume Warning, runes. Yeah, I still don't see the chat moving at all. Maybe you guys are just like all being really quiet, and if you are, that's totally okay. I just want to make sure my stream is working properly, because I would feel bad if you're like leaving comments and I'm totally ignoring you. It's just, I'm not seeing any new messages or anything pop up. So that's why I'm just continuing with the reading. But anyway, rune time. Okay, we have these two. We're going to take a look at them. Okay, so first we have the Fehu rune. Letter F might be significant. Maybe I'm hearing something about like Friday. I know today's Saturday, but maybe something about next Friday. Wealth, success, wealth, abundance, happiness, gain. Usually this rune is about like the financial stuff, but I'm just seeing like this could be maybe he's getting his executive functioning skills back up. So maybe within about a week, it'll be a little bit better. He might be a little more communicative, because I feel like it's not just you that he hasn't reached out to. There are other people that are waiting to hear back, like I said earlier. So it's not just you. Then we have the Isa rune, letter I. Ice. Frozen in time. Concentration, stasis, non-action, psychological blocks, standstill. Yeah, he's suffering. It is the executive dysfunction is kicking his ass right now. So it's not anything personal against you. Literally just his brain is just not braining, and it's because of the stress of things that have been going on with him recently. So that's outside of your control. It's something he's going to have to work through. But we did see that temperance, which shows that he will eventually work through it. Let's pull a moonology for you. More information. Surrender to the divine. That's come up so many times on this stream. It's out of your hands at the moment, which it sucks because we want to be able to fix, you know, the problems of the people that we love. And we want to be able to, oh, come on, let's just move the situation forward. Like, let's just make this happen. But I'm seeing surrender to the divine. It's out of your hands, but it's like Spirit's taking care of it. Ooh, fiery climax approaches. Did we see that card on the last week's stream? I can't remember, but this seems familiar. Yeah, I do still think he's going to get back to you, and I think he's going to, I'm hearing the word info dump. He's going to like give you an update on, hey, this is all the things that have happened. Like, this is why I've been so quiet. This is why I haven't been able to talk to you. Fiery climax approaches. And I mean, there could be something like physical intimacy going on here too. Maybe you guys hook up or something at some point in the near future, which is very interesting. And it's, yeah, Spirit saying you are good enough. It's not you. His issues with not replying and not communicating with you or, you know, the other people in his life, that's not your fault. It's nothing you're doing. You're not doing anything wrong. That's what I see. You're not doing anything wrong. Okay. So that's what I have for you. That's the end of the queue. We've gone on 2 hours and I'm a little tired, and I think it's time I feel like it's time for me to stop here. However, if any of you want like a deeper look at your situation that we read on, you want maybe a longer reading, or you didn't get a chance to get a reading on this stream, I have private readings open. You can go to calendly.com/wildrosetc. I think wildrosetc is all one word. There should be a link in the description on this stream. And I think some of my wonderful moderators have actually put that link in the chat a couple of times. And we can always, you know, chat one-on-one. You can book a reading. We can chat one-on-one about your situation, or, you know, maybe there's just, you thought of something else that you wanted me to read on, but since we don't have time, you know, and maybe you don't want to wait until next week's stream, whatever. I'm just saying, I'm here. Private readings are open and I'm available. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the stream. Thank you for supporting me by, you know, with your views, first of all, by watching the stream, communicating with me and participating in the chat. Thank you to everybody who has sent super chats, who's left likes, and the people who watch the stream later on and leave comments. I appreciate that too. And with that, you guys, that's what we got for this weekend stream. And I plan to be back next week. I would love to make this like a weekly thing as often as I can. So if I didn't get a chance to read for you, and maybe you're just not looking for a full-on hour-long private reading with me, I'll be back next week. Okay? All right. Thanks, everyone.